Well, hello there, Aries. How are you? It is always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we are going to take a look at what October has in store for you. So, let's jump into it. Let's see, we have a wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Interesting. An impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. Okay, so with the wolf energy here, this is the energy of understanding that you have acquired a lot of insight and knowledge on your journey here. Okay, you've done a lot of evolving. It's about allowing yourself to put it into practice. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. It's when we take what we have learned and actually apply it to our life. And there's something here. I feel like you have an impasse. Something, this could be a situation in your life, it could be a relationship, it could be a mindset or a belief. Understanding that there's like this stone wall, right? That's preventing you from moving forward on your path. And it's about recognizing that you have the tools in order to allow yourself to redirect your energy and to recognize that it's this stone wall is here for perhaps your protection, right? Rejection is God's protection. There's a reason you are not meant to go here, because I feel like you've already learned that lesson. So it's kind of like allowing yourself to see, really kind of interesting. I have Aries moon, and I'm recording this actually on the full moon in Aries, right? Allowing yourself to recognize what in your life is going on that is similar to a previous situation, maybe with the same person or with somebody different. Allowing yourself to say, okay, how did I handle this before? What did I learn out of that experience? And how can I use that, okay, to allow myself to redirect my energy? So interesting, because I had a situation actually myself this morning. And I really was kind of like saying to myself, seems like I've had this same conversation with this person or this, it was like, this is deja vu. Anything that may seem a little bit deja vu to you, it's about allowing yourself to recognize that person either hasn't changed or that person is somehow a mirror to you, okay, of how it's time for you to use the wisdom of that situation or use the wisdom of that relationship to understand there's a different way to do it. You've already learned that different way, right? It's kind of like the person I was dealing with, it's somebody that I really enjoy having in my life, but every time that we try to work on something, they slow the whole process down. And I literally said to myself, right, it's time for me to think about how I want to approach this project and to perhaps, maybe I need to find somebody else to work with or do it on my own or whatever, because this is a repeating pattern, right? A repeated conversation that I have had with this person over and over again, and allowing yourself to say, okay, am I going to allow this person to hold me back in what it is that I'm trying to manifest for myself? Yes, let's see. Yeah, silence. In the silence, right? It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize that in silence, peace prevails. Oh, we can go within. We can understand. We can see the situation in a different way. I feel like you're seeing at a much higher level this time. Recognizing that a person or the situation that you're dealing with that is creating this impasse in your life, right? Allowing yourself to recognize that is more a reflection of them than of you. It's about allowing yourself to say, okay, I'm going to let them be the way that they are, the stone wall that they are. And I am going to redirect my energy in a different way. I feel like, for some of you, this is a confirmation. Yeah, you're and it could have something to do with a family member, right? Yeah, it definitely have something. You have the transformation card. You're seeing, you're using past experiences, and it's not about living in the past, okay? You're seeing a pattern. Let's put it that way. You're seeing a pattern of behavior, either in yourself or in someone else. You're seeing the pattern, and it's not just about seeing it, okay? We can see it and we can say, oh, that person always blah, 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 or whatever. But it's about allowing yourself to listen to the second part of this. It's time to redirect your energy. It's time to not focus on the other person and how they're preventing you from what it is that you desire. It's about allowing yourself to say, okay, they're a stone wall in whatever way that might mean for you, right? And it's time for me to allow myself to redirect my energy. I don't need to repeat that lesson again. You've already learned that lesson, right? It's time to now apply that lesson to your life. Wow. This absolutely, okay. Part of the problem here, right, is that for some reason, I feel like this person could be somebody that's near and dear to you, okay? Could be a family member or a romantic partner, or a dear friend. It could be somebody in business that you just, have this relationship with. I feel like this is somebody near and dear to your heart in one way or another. And you're tied energetically to this person, right? So it's kind of like, well, I don't want to redirect my energy, right? There's part of you that's saying, well, I don't want to redirect my energy. I want this person in my life or whatever. It's not about you're saying this person can't be in your life anymore. You're just saying, okay, I've seen this pattern before, and I'm allowing myself to choose a different path, right? A different path. For me, I'm choosing a different path or a different person to work with on this project because I see the pattern here, right? And allowing yourself to recognize that when you don't allow yourself to redirect your energy, right? Because this connection, I want to stay in this connection, okay? Understanding that you're sabotaging what it is that your heart truly desires. This is you recognizing, okay, that I feel like the person that's the stone wall here has some insecurities, and you're allowing yourself to try to overly help them in some way. You have the yin here, you have the Page of Pentacles, right? You're being compassionate to this person. You want to help this person, but also recognizing that maybe by allowing yourself to stay tied to helping this person doesn't mean you have to dismiss them from your life, okay? But tied to overly helping this person, asking yourself, why are you in this situation with this person? Or why are you in this situation, right? You could have made a decision a while ago, well, this is good for both of us, right? And understanding, but it's not good for both of you if one person is being the stone wall, right? It's not good for both of you because you are literally sabotaging your own happiness and joy, your own prosperity. This would be a little bit like doing business with a family member, right? That's kind of interesting. That is coming out. We have a lot of family energy here. I'm trying to, it could be even a younger child of yours. It could be a child of yours, like an adult child, or it could be, like a cousin or some extended family member and you've given them a job or whatever the situation is. You're trying to help them out. You have a good heart with it. But are you seeing a pattern of behavior where they're like showing up late for work? They're not kind of like doing their fair share. You're allowing yourself to recognize, wait a minute, this is holding me back. Okay? This isn't like one time. This is a pattern that you're seeing, and you're understanding when I allow this person to play on my, I feel like this is emotional, almost like emotional warfare, right? They're tugging on your heartstring in one way or another, but what they're really doing is sabotaging you. You're sabotaging yourself by not allowing yourself to redirect your energy. It could be, we have the Emperor, we have the Nine of Wands. I feel like this is a person that wants control. This is the type of energy where this person that's the stone wall wants to completely control the situation, but it's completely also sabotaging the whole situation, project, relationship, whatever it is. It's allowing yourself to say, because this is your energy, Aries, right? I have to allow myself to redirect my energy and take back my power, take back to understand that you have all the tools that you need. I feel like you think maybe this person can help you or whatever. It's kind of like allowing yourself to say, no, I have the tools that I need. I don't have to allow myself to continuously drag somebody along with me. And yet at the same time, I feel like they're trying to control the situation. It's like, no, take back your control. I have a feeling this could have been your idea, Page of Pentacles. You could have had an idea for a business or a project or a situation or buying a house or whatever with the Page of Pentacles, right? It's kind of like, oh, okay, I brought this loving energy, this loving offer to you, but now you're sabotaging it very quietly, silent, right? They're sabotaging it kind of like in the middle of the night somehow. You're seeing it clearly. You're saying, I've seen this pattern before. Even if it's not with the same person, you're seeing how you gave a loving offer to somebody else. And it's kind of like, yes, I'm seeing this again. Okay, I'm redirecting my energy. I'm going in a different direction. It takes you into this whole new chapter. You finish. I think you're completing. It's almost like this is a test. This is almost like a test from the universe. Is Aries really ready for the big time? I feel like there is this energy of a big milestone, of stepping into your power, of knowing who you are and saying, wow, I'm playing it small by keeping this person in my life. Or it's a little bit of the energy of a dead weight. I'm cutting off the dead weight and I'm allowing myself to go towards what it is that my heart truly desires. Yeah, I mean, let's pull a soul truth card for you, Aries. Let's get some final advice for you. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Let's see what comes out with this. Am I apologizing for my truth? You have the Ace of Swords. What is your truth in this situation? I feel like for some of you, you could be angry. You're even hiding your anger, right? You're angry that every time you try to help this person, they literally sabotage. They drain you of your energy. I'm getting kind of fired up. It is that energy. It's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. I see the pattern. I see the pattern, and I'm no longer allowing myself to fall prey to this person's games, right? And I feel like that they could very much easily try to make you feel as though they're on your side, but they're not. They're literally trying to sabotage you. And your part in it is that you're allowing them to sabotage, right? And that's why the impasse is here. It really is the energy of like a test, right? Are you willing to stand up for yourself? Are you willing to stand in your power as the emperor, right? And saying, okay, this isn't working. This situation isn't working. I'm allowing myself to go in a new direction. Yeah, what part of you is apologizing for your truth and why? I feel like for some of you, especially if it's a family member, right, you kind of feel there is this energy, well, I owe them, or they're a relative, right? Whatever that is. It's a nice energy until that person repeatedly sabotages you. And it could be maybe not the same person in your family, but understanding your family is constantly pulling your energy down, right? Not in support of who you are and what you are meant to do. Yeah, today be proud of your truth. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of it. Are you angry, Aries? I think that there's a part of you that's very angry, right? You're tired of this repeated type of situation, right? You never know whose life you will change when you are brave enough to speak it. Wow. Be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in all of us. This will give others permission to speak their own truth. There is room for all of us. Courage is contagious. Yeah, I feel like you don't want to speak your truth, right? You're holding it back. You're holding your anger back. I feel like you're angry. There is this energy of anger. I'm angry. Why is it? I keep lovingly giving you support. You could be financially supporting somebody in your family, or, giving them a job or whatever. It's kind of like, but it's a constant drain. Allowing yourself to recognize that is their path. Your path is about you stepping into who you're really meant to be, right? And through that, you can maybe inspire this person to also step into their power. I feel like this person is trying to keep you small because they have insecurities, perhaps, that are keeping them small. And therefore, if you kind of like grow, they're just afraid, right? what changes that might bring into their life. This is you saying, yeah, well, nobody's holding me back anymore. Wow. Beautiful energy, Aries. All right. Wow. Powerful message. And thank you so much for being here and for all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.